Well, there was something that happened today. It's a little thing I like to call the final fighter of Fighter Pass 1, and to say the least, this has been the most divisive Smash reveal ever. Corrin,
Right.
Bayonetta, Terry can't even come close to the controversy surrounding this, and you can see proof of it by just looking at the like to dislike ratio on the video that just aired today.
Yeah, it's insane. I've actually never seen controversy like this before for any Smash character. Corrin, I even looked back at Corrin's reveal trailer. It didn't even have like remotely the amount of like to dislike ratio that this character does.
I feel
It's
people were probably a little disappointed by Corrin, but at the time,
yeah,
Fire Emblem wasn't super saturated like it is now. Like it's still saturated, but
right,
it wasn't overflowing at that point. It was getting there, but
right.
not quite there yet.
Yeah. It's I was gonna make a joke here with Smash, but I just think this is something that we kind of want to take a little bit more seriously. So I guess we'll start with our predictions going into the direct this morning. So, Demeech, what were you thinking before the direct started?
So ever since the Fighter Pass was announced and Nintendo was confirmed to choose the characters, I
Hmm.
knew that it would be a Fire Emblem character, at least in part of it. My predictions kind of died down for it because I thought Dante from Devil May Cry was going to be
Right.
revealed as a fifth fighter because they posted on their
Hmm.
Twitter, stay tuned on the 16th, but that didn't happen. I wish it did happen, even though I've never played a game in the series,
Hmm.
but I did have some other out there predictions like Waluigi and Crash Bandicoot or
Right.
Rayman. Those would have been
I would have loved
awesome,
those guys. Yeah.
but
Um. Yeah. So I guess I'll go with my speculation. To cut it short, Demeech was a big part of the Smash 4 speculation cycle. I wasn't, and now I'm a part of the Smash Ultimate speculation cycle. Now he's not. Um, and it's a matter of preferences for which newcomers we like the most. I personally think Smash 4 did have the better newcomer reveals because Pac-Man, Mega Man, come on, how are you gonna top that? I guess Banjo in a sense, but you know. Anyways, for a few months now, nobody's known who Fighter Pass 5 was. No leakers, no insiders, nobody. And if they did, they were too scared to say it. Nintendo was keeping it very close to their chest. And I started having a sneaking suspicion that it's impossible that a third party company wouldn't at least have some information getting out about their character when it already happened before. I mean, Joker, it didn't really happen until, the day before the Game Awards. But the fact that this was so close to the chest made me think for a second, maybe this is a first party Nintendo character. But I wrote it off. So a leaker by the name of Zippo was kind of leaning towards the idea that it might be a Nintendo character, but might also not be a Nintendo character, and said it was a unique situation.
so just said it was a
I
character.
Exactly. So I was thinking either Phoenix Wright, since he's very heavily associated with Nintendo since the DS days. I was also thinking, you know, Fire Emblem, but I kind of wrote it off. I was kind of like, they wouldn't end the pass they wouldn't end the pass this big on somebody so like controversial like Fire Emblem. They would probably end it on something a little bit bigger. Of course, the Dante thing had me, turning my head a little bit, but I kind of knew Dante wasn't it because I remember the Devil May Cry producer saying that, answering a tweet with a guy saying, "Oh, is Dante in Smash?" He said, "LOL, no." So I kind of had a feeling it wasn't Dante. I just felt like it was more of a coincidence. However, there was a lot of speculation turning towards Arl, um, who, if people in the Smash speculation scene right now know, Papagenos was vouching for the longest, and he had actually some pretty good proof for Arl being the next fighter. And I like Puyo Puyo. I wasn't really down for the last fighter to be that, but honestly, compared to what we got now, I would have taken it.
I would have
But
taken a Virtual Boy that uses its stand as legs that shoots lasers out of its eyes over what we
yeah,
got.
yeah. what I think is more disappointing is that the I don't even think it's disappointing. I think it's hilarious how they don't even like uh, create any suspense with the reveal trailer. There's no suspense, no nothing. It's just here you go. This is it. Please don't get upset.
Yeah,
Um,
when you have to start off a reveal with, I hope there's no hard feelings, don't be disappointed,
hmm
something is really off.
right.
You shouldn't start a reveal like that because could you imagine if they did that with something like Paper Mario Color Splash? Look, I know you guys didn't like Sticker Star. No hard feelings. Sticker Star 2. Here you go.
It makes me think either one of two things. Now, this is speculation on my end. It's not 100% true. But if speculation is to be believed, apparently a Resident Evil character was negotiated to be in Smash Ultimate's DLC roster. They were
Nintendo
supposed
already
to be in
decided it
base.
in 2018 though.
This was in 2018. Let me finish. Um, apparently they wanted Jill Valentine, but negotiations fell through when Nintendo wanted to push Jill Valentine to the DLC roster. Um, apparently Capcom didn't like that she wasn't in the base roster instead of the DLC roster, and they cut her out. We eventually got spirits for Resident Evil, but we never got a character for them. Um, and I'm speculating here, maybe the fact that Byleth, the Fire Emblem character, doesn't fit within the Fighter's Pass is probably because it was a backup plan. That's my theory. I don't. You don't have to believe it, but I'm thinking that Byleth was all along supposed to be a backup plan.
Here's my theory. Nintendo just wanted to advertise Fire Emblem Three Houses, and that's why
It could be that
Byleth is
too.
playable. That's
It could be
exactly
that
what they
too.
did with Corrin.
But they also had spirits for Pokemon Sword and Shield when that came out, and we don't really have Sword and Shield rep yet. So
Don't count
who
that out of the
knows?
question.
No, I trust me. I'm fully expecting Inteleon or something
Yeah, but
for
the
the next
thing
five.
is, I'm not a fan of Pokemon Sword and Shield, but the Mario and
Yeah,
Pokemon series, I always see this argument constantly. Oh, there
right.
are so many Mario and Pokemon characters. Why does no one complain about those? Why is it a big problem when Fire Emblem characters have a lot of characters? Well, first of all,
Mhm.
Mario and Pokemon are the two most popular gaming series of all time. There are so
Right.
many characters in those games that are so varied that a lot of them you
hmm
can't even tell are from the same series. In Mario, you of
Right.
course have Mario, Luigi, you got Peach, but then it also expands to the sub-series Wario, Yoshi. They could add as many Mario characters as I want because there's so much you can do
Right.
with them. Pokemon, same thing.
Yeah.
There's a ton of different Pokemon with ton of different move sets. Not a
Right.
problem there either. Fire
hmm
Emblem, they all use swords for the most part. They all have the same look to them, and
hmm
four of them are Echo Fighters. So half of the Fire Emblem characters play exactly like each
Play
other.
the same.
I
Yeah.
think Ike plays very similarly too. And then you
Yeah.
got Robin, Corrin, and Byleth who play differently, but they still got the same look. So that's why people feel like there's too many Fire Emblem characters. And let's be honest here, Fire Emblem
hmm
doesn't really have that much presence in pop culture, at least outside of Japan. I'm not entirely sure, but if you went to a
Well,
stranger and showed them a
yeah.
picture of Mario or Luigi, they know exactly who
hmm
that is. If you show them a picture
I
of
get. Yeah.
Pikachu or Squirtle, they'll know exactly who that is. If you show them a
I
picture
get
of
where.
Marth,
Yeah.
uh, Naruto?
Yeah. I mean, I get where you're coming from, but we can't deny that Fire Emblem Three Houses was a smash hit for Nintendo last year.
I
Um,
mean, it was, but
I
it's not
think
as popular as the other series, and that's why people feel
no,
like it
no,
has way too much representation.
it's not Steam and um, or not, we don't know. Um, but uh, what I purposely built up this huge to be Byleth. Like, my question to you is, what were they? What were they expecting? Like, you've seen the like to dislike ratio.
The audio cut out a little bit, so just say what you're
I
saying
even
again.
Yeah. What were they thinking? You know? Uh you saw the like to dislike ratio.
Here's my
I can't
problem with
believe they
it.
would. Yeah.
The way it was built up and the way it was set up, it was
Yeah.
set out to be the perfect fake out. They knew,
Yeah.
and we have proof that they know, that a Fire Emblem
Mm.
character would get a lot of disappointed fans, but they
Yeah.
decide to put it in anyway. So during that trailer, I thought after they said, too many swordsmen, huh? I thought, okay,
Mhm.
this is kind of funny right here. What's next?
I thought
We're
it was
gonna
gonna be a
have
fake out.
someone whack Byleth with a tennis racket and then Waluigi is revealed for Smash? Or have Crash do a spin attack? No.
Oh, I would
They
love
just
that.
said that
Yeah.
throwaway line only for it to just be another sword fighter. And yes, he does have a few other items he can use, but the fact
Yeah.
is, people aren't really upset that he's a sword fighter. They're upset that it's another Fire
Right.
Emblem character. And this goes into my other point.
Yeah.
Fans aren't entitled, for the love of God, fans aren't entitled for being disappointed. I feel like entitled is the literally or random in the gaming dictionary.
Hmm.
It is used always in the wrong way, and I don't feel like people know what entitled actually means. So a lot of people
Yeah.
say people are entitled for being upset that Byleth was
Mhm.
the final character in the Fighter Pass. But the definition of entitled is believing oneself to be inherently deserving of privileges or special treatment. If they were
Mhm.
entitled, they would say, why'd I have to pay for the Fighter Pass? Sakurai needs to come to my house and give me a massage, and also add Waluigi and Smash 1,000 times. That there is being entitled. But there are a lot of people who paid for the Fighter Pass. I know it was a gamble because
Right.
you didn't know what characters they were going to be. But at the same
Right.
time, if people bought the Fighter Pass, I think they're
Hmm.
deserving of getting a character that they'd want. And there's a main difference
Yeah.
between adding characters that are surprising and adding characters that people or Nintendo knows that fans are going to be disappointed about. Something like Piranha Plant,
Yeah.
no one would have ever expected it, but at the same
Right.
time, it was such a cool character.
And to a
Terry,
degree, yeah.
Terry to a
Oh, the other
degree.
four, yeah.
A lot of people
The
didn't
other,
like
yeah.
it originally because they didn't know who Terry was, but people gave him
Right.
a shot because, okay, this is kind of cool. It might have not been heavily requested, but no one was against it
Right.
either. There were people
Yeah.
against having another Fire Emblem character, and what does Nintendo decide to do? They add another one. I don't understand that. If you're a company, you want to
Yeah.
please the consumer, not make them upset. And what's probably going to happen is not as many people are going to rush to buy out Fighter Pass Volume 2.
Exactly. Exactly. That's my main issue with it because yeah, we're getting 6 more fighters, but who's to say that they're not all Pokemon or they're not all Fire Emblem characters? I don't think they will be, and I think we will be getting a lot more characters that we want. But I can't deny that there's some people out there that are just not going to buy the new Fighters Pass right away. I talked to my friend about it, and she was like, "No, I'm not going to buy it until I see a character I like, and I'll probably buy them individually." That's bad. That's
Yeah, it
bad.
isn't good.
This is why. This is why you needed. If you were going to have a Fire Emblem character, you should have done it in the beginning, because you want to end the pass on somebody that's really big, so that you could be like, what
Really,
else will you
really
get?
big.
Because if you ended the pass on Banjo, I have no doubt that there will be more people buying the second fighter pass right now. Just because they'll be like, wow, if Banjo could get in, I wonder who else could get in for the fighter pass. Um, I'm not getting the second fighter pass until I see who's in the lineup for at least the first 2 characters.
I'm not either.
Um, but oh man, I don't know. I don't think it was a good marketing tactic. Um, and the fact that Sakurai kind of held it close to his chest from other Nintendo employees, um, I wonder if maybe there's some conflict between him and you know some of the staff over at Nintendo. Because who knows? Maybe Nintendo's not very happy about the outcome of Byleth uh, getting that many dislikes. Again, I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong, but you gotta admit, Nintendo's not happy about those dislikes.
Exactly. And I think Nintendo has been really good with criticism recently, but I don't
Yeah.
know what the heck this was, because they listened to the
I,
criticism from Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon and added
yeah.
Portrait Goes Back to Luigi's Mansion 3. They added
Right.
online multiplayer with friends in Super Mario Maker 2. But
Right.
here, they knew that people wouldn't like a Fire Emblem character. There are
Mhm.
some people that do, and I just gotta get this out of the way. It's perfectly fine if you were happy during the reveal. No
Yeah, for
problem with
sure.
that. But the
Yeah.
problem is when people think that people are entitled for being disappointed about it. People didn't
Hmm.
want another Fire Emblem character, and Nintendo gave
Yeah.
them another Fire Emblem character. And I honestly
Right.
think, like I said before, this is gonna scare a lot of people off to the second Fighter Pass.
Yeah, for sure. I also think um, I don't know. I don't know. It's sad when you get more excited over the Mii costumes uh, than the actual character itself. Honestly, the Mii costumes had more third party than the fifth Fighter Pass character did. I guess we should go over that a little bit because not only did we get two new Mega Man Mii Fighter costumes, which is Mega Man X and Mega Man.exe, we got Altair from Assassin's Creed. We got a Rabbids hat from the Rabbids series, and we got a Cuphead costume with a song Sand Style. So it's basically like you're kind of playing Cuphead, but not really. But
It's sad, you're right, when the Mii costumes are better than the actual character.
yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. It gets me excited for, oh, I wonder what other indie characters could make it in as like me costumes, like Sans style, the Sans treatment or the Cuphead treatment. But it also kind of worries me because it's like, is this what we have to look forward to? Like me costumes?
Now, I think we should end things here because predictions for the next Fighter Pass, that's more of its own thing. But we
Right.
just wanted to get our thoughts out there on the final Smash Bros. Fighter Pass 1 reveal. People aren't entitled for being disappointed, but you're not a shill for being happy about it.
Right.
And overall, I just don't know what Nintendo was thinking. That's really what I
I
wanted to get out there because I have no idea how they thought that'd be a good idea. When
to
they
be fair,
knew,
yeah.
they even said, I hope there's no hard feelings and too many swordsmen, huh?
It sucks. Actually, it could have been a lot worse. The Game Awards was bad, but can you imagine this being revealed at the Game Awards? Oh my God.
Doritos Pope does it again.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you're happy about Byleth, that's great. But personally, coming from me, I don't know if it was the wisest decision to have Byleth as the last fighter pass, especially with all the characters that came before. I personally would have had him be the first character for the next fighter pass, just to get him over with. Okay. Um, I would have had somebody third party end off the fighter pass. I don't know. I just it boggles my mind how Nintendo thought this was a good idea. Um, I guess it was just for the cross promotion for the DLC coming for Fire Emblem Three Houses, but
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
I don't know. It's just like I wonder if I wonder what repercussions this is going to have for not just the future of Super Smash Brothers, but for you know this character coming in the next few weeks. Because I've already seen people, and you guys shouldn't do this, but they've sent like threats to Sakurai and Nintendo,
Yeah,
which is
that's not
never
okay
right.
right there.
Which is never right, right? But as a
Criticism,
company,
fine. Threats, not okay.
though, you strive to try to get away from that. Um, and the fact that you've had kind of this controversy before with Corrin and with the other Fire Emblem characters, and the fact that you end off your fighter pass, which the end of the fighter pass should be an advertisement for the second fighter pass. Let's be real. Let's be real here. The fact that you ended up with somebody controversial like that, Nintendo, don't be surprised if all your customers aren't coming back to do the second Fighter Pass. You're gonna have to convince us hard for the second Fighter Pass that we want it. Give us Crash, give us Rayman, give us people that
Waluigi.
we want. Waluigi, okay?
Even
Again,
surprise characters. Like
yeah,
the Piranha
Frogger.
Plant.
Yeah, Frogger, give me Frogger. Just like, okay, know how to market your Fighter Pass. Again, the end of your Fighter Pass should be an advertisement for your next one. They didn't really think this through. But at the same time, Sakurai kind of did this before. Yeah, those are my closing thoughts. I'm just immensely disappointed, but can't say I didn't see it coming.
But yeah, I think that about wraps it up. I'm
Yep,
Demeech,
and I'm Ty the Guy.
and keep calm and Dada on.